On Friday, Patriots superfan Mark Wahlberg will be joining us live in studio to discuss all things Patriots and also where he thinks Tom Brady is going to be playing next season. That should be fun. We've got some insight. Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson each made huge leaps in their second year, both winning the MVP. Cliff Kingsbury was blown away by Kyler Murray in his rookie year and sees a similar path. Kingsbury said, quote, "I'm hoping that during year two, he can take a big leap like Mahomes and Jackson." So, Shannon, do you like, they said this?
Oh, my goodness. Can we start with, hopefully you can make the playoffs. How about that? Can we start with that as premise, Skip? I mean, I'm not sure Kyler has around him what Lamar does. First of all, the organizations are totally different.
I'd say.
Steve Bisciotti, who owns the Ravens, I know very well, and Clark Hunt, the Hunt family, owned the Chiefs. Very different than the Bidwell family that owned the Cardinals. Let's start with that.
Great point.
The weapons that Lamar has and my homeboy has are entirely different. The offensive lines, which need what Arizona really needs, and plus he needs some more weapons also, but he got to get protected. And if I'm Kyler Murray, I'm sitting back in the cut and say, okay, when you going to take that jump to Andy Reid and John Harbaugh? While you over there bumping your gums talking about me? When you going to do what you do? Yeah, this is not normal what we're seeing here. I know it happened in back-to-back years, basically first-year starters in their second year winning the MVP award, Skip. But you know you've been around this game. You've covered this game longer than I played. And I played it for 14 years and covered it for a number of years.
Yep.
This is not normal. It happened back-to-back, but these are anomaly seasons. You look at some of the great players. There's only been a handful of guys in their second year, their first full year starting. Dan Marino, Lamar, and Mahomes. I think Kurt Warner is first. But this is not, but the NFL's been 100 years. So you talk about something that's only happened 4 times in 100 years.
Yep.
And he expected it to happen again, So we're going to do it three consecutive years. Because in Oklahoma, you thought you were going to get 3 straight Heisman Trophy winners.
We came close.
Oh, Joe Burrow put a stop to that.
He did.
If Tua would have got it, had Tua not gotten hurt, but
wrong.
We talk about that another day at a time. But no,
by the way, Jalen Hurts is a quarterback and will start in the National Football League.
And he
is not a wideout.
Yeah, I wish I might try out for something else.
Right.
Been playing quarterback. If I can't succeed at playing quarterback, I think about it.
Yeah.
But I ain't thinking about it before I do it.
Yep.
So, Skip, look, at the end of the day, I understand what he's trying to do. Hopefully he can take that jump. But without an offensive line and some help around him, he ain't taking that jump. He just hoped to make the playoffs. What did he go last year? 5-10-1?
They tied Detroit to start.
Okay, so 5-10-1. So if they can 8-8, 9-7 be a great jump. Skip, that's a tough division they're in. Seattle's not going anywhere. San Francisco, the Rams.
They're not.
I don't think Cliff Kingsbury was talking about a team jump. He was talking about an individual jump.
Right.
But to your point, the degree of difficulty operating here last year, this was the worst team. Patrick Mahomes fell into heaven,
Right.
like into Andy Reid heaven, with the weapons unlike any other quarterback has.
Right.
And so it was golden.
They were a playoff team before they drafted Mahomes.
They were a playoff team. They had Alex Smith, and they were pretty good.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, they got real good. And the Baltimore Ravens were pretty good.
Right.
And John Harbaugh's been there a long time, and he's really good at what he does.
Very good.
And Ozzie was at the end of his run, but that was his last pick. And it might have been his best pick ever, right? Well, it probably is. Okay, way to go, Ozzie. But Lamar was blessed, man,
Right.
to fall into that.
Yep.
With that defensive mentality, and he found a coaching staff that was willing to say, hey, we'll do this for you.
But guess what, Skip? The difference is that Patrick Mahomes sat his entire rookie year with the exception of the last game. Lamar Jackson was sitting until Joe Flacco got hurt.
Yeah.
So they had luxury to sit, learn, observe that Kyler Murray didn't get the benefit of doing. Here you go, Kyler, take it away. So he didn't get an opportunity to sit and learn and do things like that. So it's going to be very interesting. Can he? They better get some offensive line, Skip. He's a small man. He played better. I think he did better than I thought he did. I'm willing to say.
Glad you said that.
He did better than I thought he would. But they got to get him some offensive line to protect it.
All I needed was 1 year under Cliff Kingsbury at the University of Oklahoma. Obviously, he was there for 2, but he had to watch Baker for a year. But all I needed was that body of work, including the Alabama game in which they were completely mismatched defense to Tua's offense, to say, this little man is extraordinary, and he's going to be not good, he's going to be great at the next level. And I believe Jenny was right there with me.
Yeah.
And I thought he was great last year, given what he had to work with, because this little man is as extraordinary on his little level as, let's say, Tyson Fury is on his huge level, where it's freakish what he's pulling off as such a little man. He's a stout little man, but he's got a whip of an arm and a lightning release. He's also got lightning feet, which Cliff Kingsbury did not utilize last year to the extent he should have. And I think they'll weave that more in.
I don't think so, Skip. I don't want to. Skip, don't chance it.
Hey.
Because of the size.
Yeah.
I watched all those games at OU. I watched all those games last year. I've never seen him take what I'd call, forgive the language, but like a kill shot, like a career-threatening shot where I said, what are you doing? Lamar? Lamar will throw himself into harm's way.
But the thing is, Skip, is just that sometimes it's not the one punch, it's the accumulation of constantly being, pushed down, falling on.
Well, now there's the sack accumulation because he was getting beat up, getting hit.
And even when he got the ball out, Skip, if they still push him down or fall on him, that adds up. So you try to keep him out of harm's way as much as you possibly can, knowing that he has the legs to get out of harm's way if need be.
Okay, so given the fact he had little to no supporting cast, Larry Fitz he's all-time great, but he's nearing the end. He's not what he was. Kyler still went 56 QBR, just a little above average, but better than Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady or Baker or Philip Rivers.
No. I ain't gonna let you gloss over that. No. The second name that you said, I need you to say that with him.
Aaron Rodgers.
That was the first name. I need the second name.
Patrick, no. Okay, but he did. Okay, now we go catchable passes, which I think is a huge stat, like an underrated stat. He was 10th in the league in catchable passes. Well, that's better than Patrick Mahomes and Drew Brees and Lamar and Deshaun and Russell Wilson. He threw a bunch of catchable balls that hit people in hands. He had a bunch of drops. He even finished 11th in air distance. So he's not dinking and dunking. He's throwing it up the field. And for him to come out and lead them back to a tie of the Detroit Lions on opening day, it's extraordinary. I got to tell you, it's hard to do as a rookie first-year
it's hard to win in this league. Rookie at any level, but he did better than I thought he would.
Think about this. He beat the Falcons. He won at the Giants. He beat the Browns, and he won at the Seahawks. Okay, those are like, way to go, right? And then he played the Ravens to the wire, 23-17, and lost. And he played the 49ers to the wire, 28-26 on that Thursday night. It was a hellacious battle.
Yeah, that's what old Jimmy G.
Okay, but it was, they hung in so many games where I'd say, that was really good because, as you know, it's really hard to start in this league, especially, it's why there's all this talk about should Joe Burrow say no to Cincinnati and try to force his way out. Do you want Joe Burrow to go to Cincinnati? He's an Ohio kid. What do you think is going to happen in Cincinnati next year? He'll probably have a hard time.
Nothing good happens in Cincinnati.
Okay, well.
Especially let me take that back. For the Bengals.
Yes.
That's a hard position to be in.
It did once upon a time with Boomer.
With Boom. But
and Kenny Anderson.
I mean, think about it, Skip. Even Carson Palmer's like, you know what? I had enough.
He did.
Let me go. I got to go. I can't do it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. So could he make an individual leap in year 2? Sure he could.
But Skip, their individual leaps was like we had never seen before. Pat Mahomes with 50 touchdowns, 5,000 yards. Lamar Jackson with 1,200 rush yards, 3,000 passing yards, and 36 touchdowns passing.
Okay. Give Kyler CeeDee Lamb and see what starts happening.
I love that idea.
Just see what starts happening.
You better give him an offensive lineman to protect him.
Fair enough. And that is so important that we don't talk about.
Yeah, a Tom Ford jean jacket in Antarctica don't do you much good. You're fashionable, but you're going to be freezing your butt off. You better get something to protect you.
Yeah. Well, I like that.
Like the old Montclair like I be wearing.
A jean jacket didn't do you any good yesterday on Undisputed.
It was Monday. I think it was nice.
Yeah.
Man, everybody like, man, where you get that jacket from?
Everybody said
yeah.
3 people on Twitter said that.
No. They on IG.
Everybody.
They liked it in the Jenny.
Are you like sponsored by Tom Ford?
As a matter of fact, Jenny gonna buy Matt one.
I wish I had the funds to buy a Tom Ford jacket. If you want to give me yours, let me know and we can.
I don't think Meg will be.
All right, let's go back to Zion last night, and I love this. I like letter grades around here. I want to know what Skip and Shannon think about Zion's performance next.